Yo, welcome back to my channel, Happily Married. I want to say thanks for viewing my videos. If this is your first time tuning in, go back and look at all of my videos actually, so you can learn something from each video. You know what I'm saying? Also, you probably know someone that might be going through a certain situation and you might not know what to tell them. Maybe something in my video might give you, spark that in you to either share the video or, give them something that I gave you, right? But right now, I just want to talk about a conversation I had with a guy that's a contractor that he was working at my job. And we got to talking. We was just having a random conversation, and the conversation got on marriage. So when I found out he was married 41 years, it kind of sparked my interest because I always like learning from people that have been in long-term relationships, and I like to pick their brain to see what made their relationship last so long, and if it's successful, how do they feel about their situation? You know what I'm saying? Because you can be in a relationship a long time and be miserable the whole time, which I see no point in. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do a video on that too, like why people stay in relationships and they miserable. You know what I mean? But anyway, this particular gentleman was telling me that he'd been married for 41 years. And I'm like, wow, man. I was like, that's great. And he asked me, was I married? I told him, yeah. And I said, well, I got to say nah, but yeah. So he was like, what you mean? I said, yeah, I'm married. And I can say nah, but I'm happily married. You know what I'm saying? For me, there's a difference between being married and happily married. You know what I'm saying? But so while I'm picking his brain, I'm like, yo, so what made your relationship so successful? And he pretty much was just like, it was just a vague answer, right? So he was talking about how rough it was, once they started having kids, right? So I was like, well, was it financial reasons? He was like, nah, it's just, just having kids changes everything. And I understand that because it's like you bringing another life into the world and you bring another person in the house that's dependent on you for everything. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, do you have kids? I was like, nah, not yet. And he was like, well, you'll understand what I'm saying. When you have kids, it kind of changes the relationship. And I fell back. I said, hold up, you know what I'm saying? What do you mean by that? And he really couldn't give me an explanation. All he kept saying was, you'll see when you have kids change everything. Your relationship changes and blah, 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 blah. And so I threw something out there to him. I was like, well, I don't really agree with that. You know what I'm saying? And I can give you a reason why you started to have problems in your relationships when the kids came. It's not because the kid came and just messed up everything and just was causing all this turmoil in your relationship. The problem happened when I see a lot of parents put too much energy into their kids. So I don't know if y'all watched my previous videos, so I would encourage you to do that. But I was watching a special one time where this couple was together for a whole lot of years, and they had kids, they had grandkids, great grandkids, right? And I remember them saying something that stuck with me, and it's true in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's true. The lady was like, yo, when you have kids, right, a lot of people's relationships do go down the drain when they have kids, and that's because you put too much attention in your kids. Kids, they do require a lot of attention and a lot of focus in the beginning of their life because they're dependent on you. But if you watch a child's development, a child wants to be independent. Like, give you an example. When a baby is first born and they learning to find their legs, right? They holding on to you tight. You start off bouncing them on your lap, to try to get them used to their legs so they can know they got legs, right? Once they start like walking, they still holding on to you. You know what I'm saying? Once their legs get stronger, you put them in a walker and they start moving the walker around with their legs. They still haven't found the strength to stand up yet, but you keep working with them, you keep holding them up, you keep holding their hands while they trying to walk. Eventually, they start walking. They don't need you to hold their hand no more after they find their legs and they get their balance together, right? So that's them as a baby showing you that they want to be independent of you, right? So, and going forward, as kids get older, they start to want to be more independent. That's why kids can't wait to get out your house. That's why kids can't wait to turn 18 so they can start doing their own thing. So this lets you know they already want to be independent. Most parents are, to me, I don't want to say over parenting, but you are smothering your kids with your love. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying don't love your kids, but what I'm saying is support your kids as much as they need to not interfere with your relationship. You understand what I'm saying? Because when you think about it, let's just say a kid is born and they get out your house when they 18. If you devote 18 years of your complete attention, right, to this kid for 18 years, your spouse ain't getting none of that attention. So when the kid finally get 18 and they want to move out your house and be on their own, you done missed 18 years of the person that was there before the kid came. So now y'all are two different people at this point because time changes people. You feel what I'm saying? So now you don't even know this person. Y'all got to relearn each other. And after 18 years of somebody changing and you haven't been there in their developmental changes and you don't know what their likes and dislikes are at this point, y'all might find at this point that y'all don't like each other because the relationship started drifting apart because you was focused on somebody outside of y'all relationship too much. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying neglect your kids at all. You know what I'm saying? That's not the point of what I'm saying. What I'm saying is support your kids and help your kids as much as possible, but at the same time, don't neglect your relationship. This is how people is out here saying that the kids changed the relationship, or my relationship was good until I had kids, because maybe the mother is, you know, more attached to the kid than the father in a sense because she actually gave physical birth to this child. And, you know what I'm saying, it's just a different type of connection with a mother, right? And you want to be there for the kid, but at the same time, this puts you in a situation, this a whole nother video also, where you start to develop adult babies because you know, you're so much intertwined into their life. You're doing so much for them when they can be independent and do it themselves. Just like when a kid learn how to cook, sometimes they want to cook themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, a kid, a child, a teenager, a young adult, they want to be independent. But most parents don't want to let their kids go. And that's what actually causes the problem in your relationship, is because you don't want to let your kids go when they show you that they can be responsible and have the independence that they need to give you a break and have your relationship stay strong. So that was some advice I took from her, you know what I'm saying? Because down the line, when I had kids, guess what? My relationship ain't gonna change. Because why? I'm gonna make sure that my kid got what they need. I'm gonna support them when they need support, but I'm gonna also continue to pay attention to my wife and put my wife first. You feel what I'm saying? And it's gonna be likewise with her. We're gonna still be able to do things and still be in love. Because I'm gonna tell you something. Most people, once their kids get out, they don't get out the house, they don't know what to do with themselves. It's like, what I'm gonna do now? That's why people be so emotional. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about you can't be emotional, but I'm saying they be like overly emotional when their kids go away to college. It's like they lost their life because everything was devoted to their kid. You better focus on that person that's gonna be in your house when that kid get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the person that you spending the rest of your life with. Your kid's gonna be in your life for the rest of your life. But this person that's living with you, this person that's with you every day, that's the person that's gonna actually be with you for the rest of your life. So don't neglect the person that you with for anybody, not even your own kids. Now that's not to say to neglect your kids again, because I got to keep reiterating that, because some people take things as, you know what I'm saying, oh, you know, for face value or whatever. Like, so what I'm saying, if you want your relationship to stay strong, for number one, don't blame your kids. Support your kids, help them when they need it. But yo, keep that relationship strong. You got to still do things with your significant other, because that's what keeps y'all strong. And you got to remember, over time, people change. In 18 years is a long time. People make a lot of changes. I can remember this other story. This couple, they was in their 90s, and the brother was saying every Friday he would bring his wife a certain type of flower. Let's say it's roses or whatever, right? Red roses. Every Friday he would bring her roses for like 40 years. Every Friday, he never missed a Friday where he didn't come home with roses, right? So he was like, one day he came home with the roses, and she normally would kiss him, hug him, say thank you, babe, whatever, be excited to get him, because she was getting this every week. So this particular week when she came home, when he came home with the roses, she was like, had an attitude, and he was like, yo, what's wrong with you? You know, you talk to me like you ain't never had an attitude like this. I'm, you know what I'm saying, when I bought these flowers home or whatever. So what ended up happening is she ended up telling him like, yo, I don't like roses no more. You know what I'm saying? I like tulips. You know what I mean? So he was like, all right, well, now that I know what the problem is, I can change it, right? So the next time he came home, he had tulips, right? So the point that he made from his story was the fact that you got to change with the person that you with. You understand what I'm saying? In order to maintain a strong and healthy relationship. Because over time, people change. Right now, if you 30, you're not the same person that you was when you was 15, 16 years old, because some life experiences have happened and you learn from it, and it helps you develop to the person that you are today. It helps you mature into the person that you are today. So in a relationship, people are going to change over time, and you got to be there and recognize the changes in order to understand how you have to change with the person that you with in order to maintain a good relationship. What they like today, they might not like tomorrow. So if you put in all your time into your kid, right, you're not paying attention to the changes of your spouse. That's what's going to create the problem. This is why you have an argument and be like, oh, I feel like I don't even know you. Because you don't. You know what I'm saying? Because you've been paying attention to somebody else. You know what I mean? So, again, take care of your kids, but don't blame your kids for why your relationship messed up. You're the reason why your relationship messed up. Whenever you want to question why something is like it is, go to the mirror first. You know what I'm saying? But to maintain my point, at the end of the day, pay attention to your spouse. Give your kids what they need, but at the same time, give your spouse what they need, and you'll be all right. You ain't gonna have no problems. Later.